Black Bear Custom Kydex. I got a couple of sheaths to show you. These are for the Gerber MP600 multiplier and the Leatherman OHT, and they're more or less the same exact concept. They will auto deploy the pliers out the front when you draw the knife or draw the sheath. Oh, jeez, I'm struggling. When you draw the multi-tool out, and it will contract, retract, compress, whatever the pliers when you put it back into the sheath. So let me give you a quick demo here. Whoops, going in the wrong side. Sorry, this one was actually a scrap sheath because I put the logo on upside down on a customer's order. So this one's just my demo sheath for you guys right now. But all right, there we go. So you can auto deploy the pliers upon drawing, auto compress it upon resheathing, and this one you can flip around 90 degrees to the other, or 180 degrees to the other side, and it works just as well. Same exact concept, and that's that. However, with the OHT, it can only really go in one way. The reason is because the OHT has a little bit of asymmetry on it. This little locking mechanism here, when it's turned sideways, you can't deploy the pliers at all, so it's got to stay vertical. But this side doesn't have it, and having to account for that, only one side can have the contour for that, or they won't match up and it just won't work the same. I've tried it, flipping around and remolding the other side so that they were both identical. It just doesn't work. So you can see with that little piece in there, it actually forces it to ride at a slight angle. It's not 100% centered in there, but it does work really nicely. And when you put the Leatherman back in there, it collapses your pliers for you. Another difference is because, let me show you the taper on these things. You can see that the multiplier has one smooth, consistent taper, whereas the OHT has a lot of contour. It starts to back out away from the center of the, it tapers out away from the center of the tool itself. And that creates an issue with the overall space inside the sheath. So you can't just have it molded around the actual contour, because then it wouldn't be able to come out either direction. The center is the slimmest part. So I had to widen up the entire length, widen it up across the entire length of the sheath, which then allows the multi-tool to pass through it. So then I had to come up with a solution of putting a bottom in there so that I would prevent it from falling out. So you do have to make sure that this locking mechanism here is on the wide fold of the sheath rather than on the riveted or the doubled side, and that's pretty much that. The only other thing that you need to know about with these is that it works the same way on both. If you have too much compression this way, trying to squeeze the handles together, it puts too much pressure on the plier rail system, so they can't really move. So you have to leave it at its natural sort of gap there. Now with that means you don't want to grab it here. That's kind of the natural instinct, is to grab it by the sides and pull it out that way. But if you do, you're going to actually prevent it from auto deploying. See that? So what you need to do, you need to give it its just natural width there and grab it from the face and the rear. So I kind of do a finger on each handle and just brace my thumb across the other side, just like that. Works every time, no problem. Going back in, I made the mistake of squeezing those going back in. All you got to do is just put your finger across the top, and that's that. Same thing with this. You just kind of brace a finger on each handle, pull it out like that. This one actually does a better job at compressing it on its way back in, something with just the overall geometry of the device itself. So that is more or less what these guys do. You definitely can wear these tip up or tip down. You could flip the tech lock 90 degrees and put them at a horizontal. I think that'd be a nice way to carry them as well. And all those orientations are available to you. I think the only thing is with the MP600, I might want to carry it specifically tip down or horizontal. I don't think I'd want to go tip up. Not that it can't do that, but you can see, I mean, it does taper this way. I'd just be worried that it might fall out. And that said, you'd have to shake it pretty hard to get it to fall out. Excuse me. But the possibility does technically exist, so I might want to avoid that. But all right, guys, let me know what you guys think of these things. Comment down below. Tell me if you think one of these is a good design over the, or better design over the other. What you guys think, if you've seen other sheaths out there like this. And yeah, if you have any other tools that have a similar rail system without the front pliers, I'm fairly confident I can make an auto deploy sheath for those. I know there's the Gerber center drive, and I think Leatherman makes at least one or two others. Sorry, I'm losing my voice here. But yeah, if you guys have something like that, I can probably make it auto deploy. And if you send it to me for an auto deploy sheath and I fail to make it auto deploy, I will severely discount, and you'll probably end up just paying shipping. And you'll still have a nice sheath for your device. So get in touch with me today if you want to know more about these. And I appreciate you tuning in. Hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, comment down below, share this with all your buddies. Thanks for tuning in, guys. God bless.